Okay, episode 3. Dying to meet Brienne, and we get to see her. I love that actress. She's perfect. Perfect. I don't know where they found her, but she's fantastic. Love it. We got to see Renly again, which is cool, and the Tyrells. I really love... I love the exchange they had in the tent, Marjorie and Renly. Because you really get a feel for the Tyrells, because they're going to be very, very important, pivotal, another important family in this whole big mess that we've got going on. But you really get a sense of ambition and just about doing just about anything that you need to do to get what you want through Marjorie, which was brilliantly done. And whoa, that dress. Oh. I want one. Anyway, yeah, you get to meet the Tyrells. That was so cool. We get a little bit of sweetness with Sam giving Gilly his mother's thimble, and get the, we get the whole little story with his mother, and it's so sweet, and it's so nice to have a character that brings a little bit of sweetness to a lot of chaos and plotting, and because sometimes you need something lighthearted, not necessarily funny, and in this one there wasn't really a lot of levity per se. There were some funny moments, but they were more clever and witty rather than just, laugh out loud funny. So you need a little bit of sweetness just to balance out the feel of the whole episode. So that was Sam, and it was very nicely done. I believe it was right at the beginning of the episode, so that was cool for me. What else? Oh, another important thing. I know I mentioned in my last video that I love how a story can be more circular in its movement, like ideas that have been, will be, or will, are right now, tend to, or not tend to, but are brought back to our attention. And so they do it again in this episode with Bran, in talking about his dream where he is his wolf, whose name is Summer, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his dire wolf's name is Summer, which is aptly named because winter's coming. Yeah, and then the whole talk about magic with the Maester. So we get that idea of magic inserted back into the story, so we don't forget that, yes, this is going to be a big part, and perhaps Bran will be the way into, or the vessel, I guess, that might be used to bring this about. I love the talk that the Maester gives him and says, every boy wants to feel special and all that stuff. So it's always, it's almost Arthurian again, the whole idea of magic and the young boy, and there's this potential for greatness that is sort of being alluded to with Bran, and yeah, well done. So yay, magic. What else happened? Oh, Tyrion. I gotta talk about Tyrion. God, he played them off really well. Oh, and they did such a good job, because I remember in the book it took so long to get to that point, and they just condensed it to 3 little scenes. Actually, one scene, in just using the props and camera angles to show us 3 separate scenes. Oh, fantastic. So good. Love it when they do that. I don't even know what it's called, but I love it. And he plays off the 3 big players in the small council, and yeah, so Pycelle, the Maester, gets thrown in the black cells, and at the same time he keeps the 2, pretty big players closer to him. Kind of pisses off Littlefinger, which is probably not wise. but so it goes. And then, of course, Varys, he tricks him too, but, oh, and, okay, I know I did not like Varys last season. I just didn't think he was really the character, but man, he is pleasing me this year. Oh, yes. Oh, he's exactly what I thought he should have been last season. He's all greasy and simpering. Just, oh, what a grand play you did, and you're all complimenting him and stuff like that. Oh, perfect, perfect. I just love him this time around. And I really love it when sketchy characters are the messengers for, like, philosophical ideas, or big philosophical ideas, and that the whole idea of power, and where does it reside, how real is it, and you know what, how does he say, it's a trick, it's a shadow on the wall. Power resides where the people think it resides. You only need to make them think that they have, that somebody has the power. Ah, brilliant. Because, no, I won't say that. Never mind. No, that might be a spoiler. Anyway, yes, love that conversation. Love Varys this time around. Ah, and I love that he was the vessel to that idea, so that it's implanted in our minds, so we keep it in the back of our heads, so that we can think about it now when we watch the rest of the episodes, or watch the rest of the characters. Who really has the power? Because it's, at least to me, I love applying those ideas to each one of their situations, especially for who's advising whom and for what reasons, because everybody's got an angle. I just love that. Yeah. Oh, and Tyrion and his women trouble. Oh, man. Now, I know that in the books, Shay was actually somebody else's handmaid. But it would have introduced other characters, and I think it was really good that they got rid of it, because I don't think they were really needed. And the juxtaposition between her and Sansa being put together, having to basically live with each other, was, oh, it's brilliant. Just, I love it. You know, one with those more, like, worldly, savvy Shay, with the very sheltered and innocent Sansa. Such a difference between the two characters. It makes them fun to watch, and that first meeting between the two was not easy, I think, for either of them. And it was fun, especially because we get to see how lonely she is, and how very much oppressed from the dinner that she had with Cersei. And that, which leads me to the other woman problem that he's got now, because Tyrion, I mean by he, has now promised Marcella, Cersei's daughter, to the Dornish, and she's going to be sent over there, and he feels that this is the safest place for her. Cersei, of course, not happy, and lets him know physically. It's just, it was good. It was well done. We actually get to see Cersei suffering, really, for the first time. She's actually suffering, and it's kind of nice to see, so that we don't just see her as this evil, conniving bitch that she is. She does actually love her children. I was going to say incestuous, but the children aren't incestuous. She is. Anywho. Yeah, so cool moves for Tyrion. Oh, so much fun to watch. And yeah, it looks like King's Landing is going to get a shake-up, I guess, with him in charge. Okay, so back to Arya. Yay! And we see her with Yoren. And we already know that there's a connection there. He saved her from watching her father die, and then he saved her from the city by taking her, you know, under disguise to the wall. But now there's a closer bond because she has reason to be vengeful. Many, many reasons to be vengeful, and many people to be vengeful for. Now he tells her this story that bonds them together, but he also gives her a couple of things that are going to be very important later on. He gives her the idea of saying the name of the person that you're targeting, I guess, and almost saying it like a prayer. And I love that he describes it that way, because later on it's going to be important for her too. He describes it as a prayer, and if you place that with, you know, so much of the religious overtones that are everywhere in this story, and all the different gods that have been mentioned up until now, it's a little, I don't want to say refreshing, because revenge is not really refreshing, but it's kind of a different dimension. Okay, let's do it that way. There's a different dimension when revenge becomes your religion. I love that idea. I mean, so many great movies have done that too, like Count of Monte Cristo. You know, another book-based movie that sort of makes revenge a religion for this man. It's such an obsession that it becomes sort of like a religion. You become fanatic about it, and it happened to Yoren, and so it gives you the illusion this might be where we'll be going with Arya. It gives her that idea. It's so good. And then, of course, the attack that happens on them, the big fire, she saves the 3 in the cage. What's his name? I always forget. Jaqen Bahar? Yeah. The weird guy that talks in like the third person all the time, sort of. He takes notice that she hands them the axe so that they can save themselves. And then she, in turn, saves Gendry by pointing out that the other person, you know, the other boy near the helm, the bull's helm is actually Gendry, not him. But what's a few things that were really cool about that scene. Okay, one, that fight scene with Yorn, fantastic. Oh my god. It was amazing. Well, it wasn't amazing, but it was fun. I love that line. He says, you know, I hate crossbows because they take so long to reload. Takes out his sword and then just slashes his throat. And then it was well choreographed. It didn't look slowed down at all. You know, it wasn't choppy or too fast. You got to see the moves. You got to see the blood. And it's brutal and beautiful to watch at the same time. It's like a dance. And I found it interesting that the soldier on the horse actually gives him like a soldier's death, an honorable one, you know, sort of very Roman death, where he does like over the shoulder, right through the heart, sort of death. I thought that was kind of neat, but awesome fight. And another important thing that happens, so now Arya has lost her family, lost Yoren, who was her lifeline to get back home. Then she loses Needle to that other soldier who takes it from her. And so she's going to be left with nothing. So she saves Gendry. She has to. She's got to hang on to somebody. He's her only, I don't know, I guess her only friend now. And man, it's so good. She's shedding her past. It's happening in a brutal way, and it's Just brutal. But awesome. It has to happen this way. She's got to shed all of that stuff now. So many cool things happening with her. I love this story. Love this show. And I'm going to stop talking because I should. It's done. I'm ready for episode 4. Yay, Sunday. And then I will be back sometime later to blab about that. Okay. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.